first time. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Samana. Welcome to one of the most beautiful places in all of Dominican Republic. Today, I'm surprising my wife and taking her to two of my favorite beaches that are accessible by car here in Samana. I decided, hey, you know what? Why not bring you along, show you like a little bit behind the scenes, day in the life, so you can see what it is that we rave about when we talk about living here in Dominican Republic, and how any day of the week we can just pick up, hop in a car, and check out some of these beautiful world-class beaches. Now, the first destination that we're heading to is about an hour and 45 minutes from Las Terrenas, so you are gonna need a vehicle to get to. Now, you're not gonna need a truck or an off-road vehicle because the access to it is easier. However, the second beach that we're gonna go visit, you can get to, a little bit more challenging. However, we are gonna make it with this little Kia Seltos. We are driving through the Malecón of Samana, which has recently been renovated. This government has invested a lot of money in remodeling this Malecón. Beautiful views. You have restaurants. Santa Bahia, if you haven't been to, highly recommended. I'm not someone who really likes to expose these locations in Dominican Republic. However, if you're gonna come out here, please make sure you take care and you preserve our beaches. Whatever trash you bring, please make sure you take it out. This is not a landfill, this is not a dump. We want to preserve these world-class beaches as long as we can, so our kids, grandkids, kids can enjoy these beaches. Samana is like the heart of the coco. Here, everything is cooked and made with coco. Fish is cooked with it, your typical dishes. So you definitely have a different sazon than different parts of the Dominican Republic. And that's one of my favorite parts about visiting the different regions. So make sure to stop along and support these local businesses along the way, because the food is phenomenal. The people here in Samana are one of the best. And a lot of people don't know, this is the safest region in all of Dominican Republic. So as you're going there, if you see things interest you, you can 100% rest assured that nothing's gonna happen to you, because people love to spread the fear mongering of the Dominican Republic. People right here are sitting down outside the chairs, and neighbors are just, you know, focusing on what they gotta do. I love seeing people here just sit outside, play dominoes, talk to each other, and be entertained by the simplest things in life. We are about 35-40 minutes out from our first destination, and guys, this is one of the top beaches listed by National Geographic. The best part, you're able to access it without having to get on a boat. It comes down to difficulty. I would give this a low score of a 2 or 3. The only reason why I give that score that is because of the distance that it is from Samana, Las Terrenas, El Limón, in different parts of the Samana region. Everybody, we made it to the first destination. Now, before we get there and before I reveal what beach it is, I'm gonna give you 3 reasons as to why I consider this one of my favorite beaches. Now, reason number 1 is because of the unspoiled beauty, the natural settings. I mean, right now, we are literally driving through unpaved streets surrounded by coconut trees, palm trees. There is complete silence around here. Now, one of the things that you all know if you follow my channel is that I'm someone who loves to explore hidden gems like this, because you're not surrounded by big resorts like you are in Punta Cana. You're not going to deal with the large crowds. This is literally you connecting with nature. Now, something else to take into consideration if you're coming out here, if you're someone who gets car sick, like my daughter, my wife was just talking about this, there are a lot of windy roads. There are a lot of up and down hills, so that is something to take into consideration. Because we're out here and we're isolated, you're not gonna have access to many restaurants, you're not gonna have access to ATMs, so make sure that you come prepared with cash and the resources so that you're not stuck out here trying to purchase something and unable to use a debit card or Apple Pay, because I know a lot of y'all are fancy and you like using your Apple Pay and stuff like that. However, because we're out here, because this is Virgin, you're not gonna have those things to rely on. So we're pulling up to this beach, and this is one of my favorite parts, just pulling up. This is literally Virgin territory. Saludos, ¿qué tal? Look how the people are just hanging around here. Quick. Saludos, ¿qué
Hola,
tal?
buenas.
¿Qué
Primera
tal?
vez por aquí.
La segunda, pero esto es para...
Control de parqueo simplemente.
Ah, ok, perfecto.
Sí, disfruten por ahí.
Gracias, muy amable.
Cuídense, siempre.
All right, so there is no charge for parking. We just arrived. Guys, I cannot wait to reveal what this location is, but I gotta give you the top 3 reasons first, you know? I can't just give you all the good. Now, there are a couple things that I'm worried about. I'm worried about the seaweed. That's something that has become an issue here in the Dominican Republic over the last couple years. All right, guys, we're here, and this is the moment of truth. The second thing that I love most about this beach is the pristine water, white sand beaches.
Definitely not over here.
We just got let down. We just got, unfortunately, there is a bunch of seaweed here, guys. Now, let me talk about this for a second. Well, first off, we're here in Playa Rincon, and this is my 3rd or 4th time here. And the first time I bring my wife here, and it is covered in seaweed. Oh my gosh. This is so disappointing. We just drove 2 hours. Now, let me show you what it usually looks like in the last couple of times that I visited. This right here is something that is such a disappointment to see. I still rank this as one of the top beaches because unfortunately this is an issue that is happening in most beaches across the DR. Wow, we can't even get in the water. That water's disgusting. Let me show y'all. I am so disappointed. Now, the third and final thing that I love about this beach, even though it looks like this, is that we are one of the few people out here. This is usually a place that you're able to come out here and enjoy by yourself. You are able to disconnect, bring the family. But like I said, you're not gonna have the restaurants. There are a couple of restaurants, but they're not open all the time, so it's kind of hit or miss. So I definitely recommend you come prepared with food, snacks, drinks, whatever you need to be able to spend a day at the beach without having to rely on anybody else. I definitely recommend preparing because, you know, with the good things that this place comes, being isolated, being untouched, being a virgin place, you're gonna lack some of the infrastructure. We unfortunately won't be able to get into the water here. We are going to kind of embrace what we can, look at the good, realize that we're out here enjoying this, but this is definitely a disappointment. For those that don't believe in climate change, this is something that you never saw here in the Dominican Republic before. The smell is unpleasant, and I've never, ever, ever seen this beach like this. So, in selecting a time to come visit the island, make sure to stay away from hurricane season, to call ahead of time, look at reports and see how these beaches are, because right now it is September. We are in hurricane season, so unfortunately the beaches are not in their best conditions. So we're gonna head out of here. We're gonna go check out the second beach, and I hope that it's not as disappointing as this one. This area is turning into like a wellness center. And you see a lot of wellness retreats here. You see a lot of boutique, small hotels that are coming up. This is located about 25 minutes from Samana. Right now, the roads are getting a little bit on the rougher side. Definitely a little bit more difficult to get to this location compared to Playa Rincon due to the roads not being paved like they are over there. However, once we arrive, I promise you, it is definitely going to be worth it. Now, something else important to note about this beach is that although it is one of my favorites, if you're someone that does not know how to swim, if you're someone that has kids, this may not be the beach for you due to its strong currents, it being more aggressive waters. Now, can you show them real quick? Show them what we're talking about here. You see what I mean? As you can tell, the roads are not paved 100%. It's a little bit on the more rougher side. However, whenever you're coming to these virgin areas, this is what you should expect. We have made it. I am happy to announce that there is no seaweed here at this beach. So with that being said, welcome to El Valle, located in Samana, one of my favorite beaches, accessible by cars. Here you are nature, and it's something that literally looks straight up out of a magazine. So we just pulled up here. We're going to enjoy this because it is something that we have been dying to do. Unfortunately, Playa Rincon was not the move. But a look at this. Check this out. This is what you call living in paradise. And this is just one of many things that we truly love about living here in Dominican Republic. So with that being said, I'm gonna go back to the car. I'm gonna take off this shirt, this mic, this hat. I'm gonna jump into the water with my wife because we weren't able to do that. And we've been on the road for the last couple hours. We went to Playa Rincon, we went back to Samana, had some lunch, fried fish, some steak. Now we're back out here and we want to enjoy this before sunset. So if there are some tips that I can give you before I leave, it's this. Before planning your trip to Dominican Republic, make sure to look at the seasons. Make sure to reach out to the hotels, your Airbnb hosts, and simply ask them, hey, what's the seaweed situation like? Are the beaches near the hotel, near the Airbnb good to visit? Because you don't want to spend thousands of dollars coming out here and being disappointed with that. Now, this also goes to prove that depending on the beach that you go to here in the country, some beaches are going to have it, others are not. But there's my wife right there. Babe, are you happy that we finally got a beach?
Yes.
Huh?
Finally.
What do you think about this? What are your initial thoughts? Over there, it's really cool.
I love the mountains. I love the backdrop.
Hold on. What are your initial thoughts on this?
I'm not surprised because DR has the best beaches. But it's beautiful. You have to come and see it for yourself.
Better than El Salvador?
El Salvador is different. Okay,
Y'all
we have a different. This is the Caribbean. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, the backdrop, the water. I'm about to go get in this water right now. Let's go.
All right, guys, I think that's how we're going to end it. If you like content like this, make sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe. What'd you say about your head?
No, my hat is an odd shaped hat, not my head.
No, I think you said your head was an odd shaped head.
I didn't.